Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
All right, welcome to 0 to 60. I am your host, Matt McChesney. Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. Bailey's on the ones and the twos, as always. The great Hannibal Navies is going to be joining us here today. A great Buff linebacker from back in the day and great NFL veteran. Does a lot for the community still, so he'll be joining us here shortly to talk Buffs and Buffs defense, transfer portal, and his opinion on the whole jersey thing and everything else. So, Bailey, let's pay some bills and let's get rolling, homie.
Let's pay some bills. It's going to be a great show here on this fine Wednesday. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. BetOnline is you cover with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. The show is also brought to you by Melin, MELIN.com, providing you with the best hats you can find on the market here. These hats provide you durability, built to last 5 times longer than any other hat. They're also built with the most comfortable fit and comfort, can feel the difference with the materials they use. They offer snapbacks in small, classic, or XL to fit every sized head. So if you're looking for a new hat today, head on over to Melin or MELIN.com today and put it to your test yourself. Matt, we're in the building on this fine Wednesday. Lots of news here and back and forth controversy in Colorado Buffalo's media and Twitter, so to speak. But how are you doing on this fine Wednesday, Matt?
I'm good, dog. I mean, it's amazing to me the Colorado Civil War that's erupting over this situation.
So funny.
And I've got some fruit that other people don't know. So, it's look, man. We'll wait for Hannibal to get on to talk about it, but the whole jersey retirement thing and the information I have is just none of this should be happening. This should be a chance to celebrate great players and celebrate Coach Prime, but it's being done in a way that's isolated a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then the prime sexuals are turning on the alumni that built the university.
That shit it kills me. I don't get that at all.
There's I know so many ex-players that are way better players than I was that are all-Americans and 20-year vets and shit and won national titles. Chad Brown's one of them. He's on the show Friday. That are getting persecuted by prime sexuals. We're all in this together, man. Have we not figured this out yet? The only way they can break us, the only way that this can get fucked up is if we start going at each other. Because there is no Coach Prime's guys and Colorado's guys. It's the University of Colorado. That's where Coach Prime works.
Yep. And
no one is bigger than the university. And I understand that sounds like a little Jerry Crouchish, but it's true. I mean, the university will be there long after I'm gone, you're gone, Prime's gone, Shador and Travis are both leaving, and they're still playing football. That's my point. So, look, Hannibal played at a time, and he graduated in 99 and was a great NFL player after that, where things weren't like this. I came in right after the year after. So Hannibal's on now. Let's get him in and we'll get rolling.
Without further ado, our special guest, former NFL linebacker, Colorado Buffaloes legend, Hannibal Navies joins the show. Hannibal, can't thank you enough for joining, man. How you doing?
What's going on, fellas? Man, I've been trying to get on for a while, man. I'm glad I've been able to make it happen.
Yeah, man, you're looking good. How you doing? You still look like you can go run a 4.45. Man, I saw that 4.45 in the field house, and I was like, "Damn, Hannibal!"
Hey man, I had to pull it out the vintage, man. My son act like he just got that just waking up. I'm like, man, you got that from somewhere, partner.
He's got his daddy's feet, thank God, right?
Yeah, man.
Well, look, NFL great and Colorado Buffalo legend Hannibal Navies joining us, and Hannibal wore number 8 at the University of Colorado, which some would say should be a retired number because of something. We're going to get into this conversation right away, bro, because I want to get your opinion on it. I saw a post yesterday from T.C. McCartney, who Coach McCartney's grandson, and it really hit me, and it said, college number retirements are stupid. There's too much turnover. Are you going to retire every number? Everybody should feel the weight of the number that did we lose him?
You probably got a call. Give him a sec here. I'll bring him back in. But you were sorry, go on.
But I got to say it to him because it has to do with him. But like everybody should feel the weight of the number that you're wearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you wear number 8 at CU, there should be a patch on your jersey for the guys that wore 8 in front of you and did some shit. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like if you wear number 94 at CU, there should be a big Al patch on the DM jersey, and other guys that wore 94. I don't know who else wore 94 and bald, but not like Al. Right. If you wear number 2, Shedeur should have had a Deion Figures insignia on his shoulder all year. And then he just adds to the greatness of number 2 at the University of Colorado. It's like the number 11 at Penn State.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
Abdul Carter's wearing 11, right? Micah Parsons wore 11, right? LeVar Arrington wore 11, right? This is my fucking point. Yeah. It's the generation of the number and the growth of the number. So I'm interested to see what Hannibal has to say about this. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I already know I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, man.
All good. So look, I was saying, is that a Ben Kelly Colorado jersey behind you?
Man, that's Hannibal
Navies. That's your
man.
number 8. Yeah, that's sorry. I thought it was a 1. I was looking at it.
Come on, man. I talked to Ben Kelly yesterday. He would love that.
So that's the gold uni from the Baylor game. That's the game I got offered at in high school. So that was the night game. We won 18-16. Yep. And that's the only time they ever wore gold unis.
It's the only time they ever wore it. It's never been worn again.
Never been worn again. It was so clean, too. When you guys walked out, I'm having goosebumps flashback right now. You walked out of the locker room down the Dalwar Tunnel, and you and all the leaders were walking out first.
With the black helmets. We had the black helmets.
Oh, fuck. They look good.
That shit was clean.
So what I was saying just now is, the whole jersey thing, we're going to get into the minutia of it here in a minute. But I was talking to TC yesterday and saw his post, and he said that, you should feel the weight of the number you wear. Instead of retiring number 8, there should have been a Salesi insignia on your shoulder. You're wearing number 8.
Absolutely.
And the next guy that wear number 8 should be Sal and Hannibal. And the 94 should be Al, and 2 should be Deion and Shedeur, and like all these other guys, I'm pretty sure Wheeler wore 2. There's a lot of guys that have played, and there's too much turnover in college football to consistently just retire every number. You won't have any numbers left. Yeah. So I wanted to get your take on this before I drop some and in fact, you know what? I'll say it first and then get your take on it because I don't want you to have bad information. So I talked to Westbrook and Cordell yesterday about this for a long time. And Mike called Coach Prime and just kind of pressed him on what's happening, right, with the whole jerseys retirement, and it's isolated a lot of players and yada, 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 yada. And Coach Prime said blatantly that this was Rick George's idea. It was brought up like almost 8 months ago, which would have been 8 months ago is the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah. Around
that time, 8 months ago. So the beginning of the season, before 9 wins, before the Heisman, before the Johnny Unitas, that they retired these guys, numbers at the spring game. And I guess Coach Prime was a little reluctant to do it. But then after the season played out the way it did, and he got the Heisman and the Unitas and all these other awards, he decided to do it. And then, it's kind of morphed into this, like, It's the old school against the new school, and it's just one school. I just don't understand how there's so much decisiveness. What do you think about all this? It being Rick George's idea, like, do you think Prime should have said no? Like, I don't even know where to go with this shit, bro.
Yeah, man. I've been back and forth with this. Like Ben Kelly called me last night, and I've actually had Dan Graham call me, Ben Kelly. I've had a lot of people call me. The thread. I mean, my Buffalo thread has been blowing up, and BK's position was that by doing that, it's not that he's hating on the the younger guys, but by doing that, you're erasing or acting like there was no history at Colorado before this, right? And I think that's what some of the older guys are seeing is like, okay, it's great that you're retiring this person, that person, ever, but before Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, there was a big Colorado culture of Colorado winning history of players doing a lot of amazing things, right? So by doing and retiring the number so quickly, you're erasing. Ben Kelly just got his number retired. He's an All-American, two-time All-American at Colorado and done a lot of great things at Colorado. He just got retired. He's been out of Colorado since what, 2000 or 90?
Yeah, he was wasn't he your year?
Yeah, he's younger cat than me, but he was 2 years younger than me. But yeah, man, you got Dan Graham. He's in the Colorado Hall of Fame, and he's in Colorado Hall of Fame and the Colorado University Hall of Fame, right? So he's not up there. He's not. His stuff hasn't been. And the thing is, I guess they also have a problem with the winning of it, right? So they didn't win the Big 12. They haven't won any national championships. They haven't done any of these things, right? So Colorado has won a national championship. Colorado has won Big 12 before. Colorado has won Heisman's before. Colorado has won Thorpe Awards before, like Buckets Awards. Like Colorado is a beast, right? So I think some of the older guys are just feeling like that's erasing or trying to act like we're just now starting a tradition of winning or starting a tradition of Heisman and all these awards. Like when Colorado, essentially has been doing this for years. Personally, I don't know, man, where I stand, especially with that new information you gave me. I was kind of like, maybe Prime just doesn't know, but Rick George knows a lot, right? So I don't know.
See, Rick was there when he was winning national titles.
Yeah, that changed my whole perspective, man. I didn't know that.
On the show, we've had him before, and I'll try and get him on again. And I'll ask him these questions. Everybody knows I ask tough questions. But then this is a really cool part about it. So, and the people in the comments, we understand that Coach Prime doesn't have anything to do with that. We're talking about the entirety of the situation. Relax. Again, it's not the Prime sexuals against Colorado. Everybody's in this together.
No, I love Prime, man. I love Prime.
We all love Prime. Hannibal and I are on the goddamn sideline all the time, hanging out with you. Shut up. Yeah. So, like, Michael goes on to tell me that Coach Prime said this to him, and it really hit me. He goes, Mike, if I was your coach, got him again. Damn, dog.
Probably got another call.
They got him.
Wait to say that part because you're about to say.
Can you believe what's going on with this jersey retirement shit? Fuck.
You're about to drop a gem there, Matt. We'll bring Hannibal back on here in a sec.
We're not blaming Rick. Look, folks, everyone, calm down. There's no blame. This is supposed to be a good thing.
Right.
We're retiring two guys' numbers that are elite players that did great things for this place. This is supposed to be a time to come together, not fucking pull each other apart because you don't like the timing of it. And this is my thing. After I get done telling you this, you won't give a shit about the timing of it anymore. So Mike tells me that he talks to Prime. They obviously played together with Washington and like played against each other forever and yada, yada, yada. So they're talking, and Coach Prime just says straight to Westbrook and Cordell, if you guys played under me, your jerseys would have been retired a week after you were gone. I'm not waiting on anything. Why should we wait for greatness? So, look, when he told me that, I just sat back and I was like, okay, Coach Prime has changed the game in every facet since he walked in. Why wouldn't he try and change the game here too? If Rick George came up with the idea and Coach Prime ran with it, okay, I never had a problem with the guys getting retired. It was necessarily didn't have a problem with it at all. I'm more going off of the reactions of everyone else. Like, I'm not angry that it's happening. I was a little dumbfounded, like, holy shit, they're going to retire these guys' number. And here's my other question. Are they going on the east side of the stadium or are they going on the west side of the stadium? The west side of the stadium has 4 names. The east side of the stadium has 25 names. And they're like, there's just a lot of confusion. So I'm trying to just open up this Pandora's box here where Coach Prime, after he said that to Westbrook, it calmed down Mike, it calmed down Cordell, it like had everybody thinking a little bit differently, and this is what he does. I mean, Coach Prime plays it like a fiddle, and he's doing it again. So with that information, Hannibal, how do you feel?
I kind of changed my thought. I mean,
it changes.
First of all, I wasn't as mad as everybody else. I do think it was a little bit early, egregious, especially for Shador. But he did, he broke some records and he's still an outstanding player. And what Dion said is true. I just think that, I wasn't bothered by that. I think that, you look at Rashawn Salam, he won the Heisman. He died without even knowing that his number was going to retire. So I look at it like things like that, right? Like I knew Rashawn personally, and it bothered him that his Heisman wasn't recognized. It bothered him that his Heisman wasn't, and I say it wasn't recognized in the sense, obviously they had this thing and they had certain things in the building, but they didn't do what they're doing with Travis right now, right? And if that would have happened, what could that have done for his life?
Overall.
Right? Overall, right? So I don't really have a problem with Dion. Like everybody else, I'm like, damn, what are you doing? That's kind of early. But this is a new day and time in college football. It's a new day and time in sports. This is a new day and time. And if with that last little, information you gave me, saying that makes sense. Like, why are we waiting for great? If that's what he's doing and he's changing things in Colorado and he's making his own tradition, I ain't got no problem with that.
And so I'm with you on this. I don't have a problem with it either. In fact, after getting that information last night, I called Bailey and I was like, look, I'm 180'd on this pretty quick. And I was never really mad at it. I was just a little dumbfounded because I understand the history of the university and grew up a huge fan and played in an era, shit, man. I was the last senior to win a bowl game there, and I'm 43. That shit's not cool. So we got to fix that. But number two, I'm looking at this like it's kind of taking me back a little bit because I respect Rick George so much and what he's done. And we all love Rick. But if Rick is so eager to get Shador and Travis up on the wall, which makes sense. Travis just won the Heisman and is one of the best players I've ever seen. Travis has won the Heisman, but best players I've ever seen. And then Shador came in and rectified the program. And he's Coach Prime's son. If that's the case, then why has it taken so long, Rick, for the old school guys to be noticed? And why does this have to happen in order for that to happen? Because it's going to. Like now this is going to force them to start retiring numbers because they don't want to look bad. But it shouldn't have never gotten to this point. Why is it that Travis and Shador and what they just did in a 2-year span is more important, in his opinion, because he pushed for them to get retired from what I'm understanding here, than everything from like Phil Lindsay should be retired. That was 2016. Like there's from 2004 until like 1986, I think there's about a whole lot of winning and a whole lot of titles and Big 8 titles and Big 12 titles and NFL players and All-Americans. I feel like my question to Rick would be very simple. Like why is there a difference in standard for these two than there is for everybody else?
What if Dion stays in Colorado for the next 10 years and he becomes the Alabama, and just wins and wins and wins. And he says, right. And he says, Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders set the platform for this new kind of wave of what we're doing. I don't know. I'm trying to find the goodness out of, or why the thought process of what this could be. Because 10 years from now, if he wins, nobody cares. Right.
Yeah, I get it. But didn't Sal already do that? Sal did that in the 80s. Sal rectified the program and brought him back from a fucking 1-2 win season. So, but I'm not saying that that's not right. I agree. They both, we were dog shit for a long time. It was embarrassing. You know this. So what they did and what Coach Prime has done cannot be understated. But
But they still didn't win no games. I mean, they didn't win the Big 12. They didn't win the national championship. And Colorado has won a national championship. Colorado has won Big 12 championships. Colorado has won Big 8 championships. Colorado has done these things. So I guess that is the thing. I mean, I know the history of Colorado, so it does kind of throw me back. It just doesn't bother me because I think we're in this new age of stuff. So I'm just kind of rolling with it. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of like,
just got to take it. We just have to take it.
Yeah, we just gotta take it, man. I mean, because
But it's a good thing, right? It's good medicine. It's not bad. It's not like we're getting screwed.
right. I just take it as it is, man. It's a lot of worse things they could do besides putting somebody's number up because they did well at Colorado, right?
That's true. The great Hannibal Navies joins us here on 0 to 60. We got a lot of comments and a lot of people watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you go check it out on YouTube. Bailey will have some verticals up here moving forward. Yeah, Hannibal, we were down there on the sideline for the Nebraska game and all the hype, 2 years ago, and then last year with everything. After the Baylor game, seeing each other in the locker room and freaking out, that was awesome. Just talk about how excited you are about what Coach Prime has done and where we're going, even after losing a Heisman winner and the best quarterback in the draft, in my opinion. Where do you think they're going to go here moving forward as you watch CU, develop under Coach Prime?
Well, I think I'm glad to get my Saturdays back. I'm glad to be able to watch my Buffaloes again on Saturdays. I live in Atlanta, and these last 2 years have been great because I get to see every game nationally, which is crazy. And that has to do with Deion, man. So, I am fucking elated, dude. I'm happy that I get to see my Buffaloes. I think that Prime is one of one, man. I mean, I think programs are trying to emulate him now, right? I think that programs are trying to be Prime now. To be honest with you, I mean, I look at the hires of even the black colleges, right? Look at the black colleges, but then even looking at some of the hires like UCLA and some of these other people, right? They're trying to emulate, and not, they can take it for what they say, but I think they're trying to emulate. You look at what UCLA is doing. They're doing Friday Night Lights this first Friday, kind of have a little swag with it, trying to have a little, they're trying to do little things and bring more to the table, bring podcasts and bring the, celebrities and different things out. They're trying to emulate Prime because they know it's working. And so I think he's shepherding in a new era of college football and college sports that has to call NIL. And it's perfect timing, man. We didn't have, I don't know if any other day and era this would have worked if it wasn't NIL era. But the fact that this NIL era with Deion Sanders prime time, we are set up to be we're set up to go where we need to go. Because a lot of people are falling out the game. Like Alabama coach Saban, he fell out the game because he can't compete with that. I don't care what he says. He might. I mean, I'm sure the game has changed, but he left because people like Deion Sanders going to wipe the floor with him when it comes to recruiting because it's night and day. You're going to get those dudes I'm from Oakland. He came to Oakland. We're going to go to him instead of going to Saban. That's just where we would go, right? So, I mean, I think with Deion there, he's proven in 2 years he's a money machine, right? And Colorado was struggling with a money machine, right? So I don't care what nobody says. We're winning more games and we're raising more money. We're making more money. We're on TV more often. We're getting better players. I remember I used to come to Colorado. I came to Colorado when we went 1-10, 1-11. And I just remember, we can't even get people to come take a visit here, let alone get good recruits. So, man, if you really take a step back and personally take your feelings out how you feel about Deion Sanders and certain things and just look at what he's done to the university in the city of Boulder and college football, you got to take your hat off to the dude, man. Because he's changing the game of this whole NIL recruiting process. That he don't even fly to kids anymore. They come to him. Who can do that? Who can do that?
No one.
Tell me somebody who can do that. All these coaches are flying across the country trying to get these players. Deion's like, if you need me, come holler at me. I ain't hard to find. Right? I'm not hard to find. And they come, and it's working, right? So they wish they could do that. And he's a one-on-one, and I don't see too many people emulating it. And so we gotta hope Colorado keeps him. But that's how I personally feel. I can let some of the personal things of how this decision, that decision, is very minimal compared to what the dude has done as a whole.
Yeah, winning cures all. That's for damn sure, and it makes every decision easier to make. That defense last year really stepped up under Livingston. They played well. I know they lost some players, but you always do. You got to keep building on the foundation laid by the last generation. How good was it to see, both of us being dominant defensive players up there in Boulder on good defenses back in the day? How good was it to see good defense in Boulder again? Because I was really hyped to see it.
I think the first year I was very disappointed. We had the hype. We did good. We did better. But I was defense the first year was like, man, and how he stepped up this year, I was just like, that's that tradition that comes back out, right? That's as an old head, you that's how we're used to being, right? That's how I'm used to Colorado defenses being. So for me, it was just like, yeah, there we go. We're rolling. We're starting to get there. That's the tradition. That's hopefully why we don't have to just start our tradition 2 years ago. Hopefully we can go back and say and look at the collective, because I think it makes us all better. Even the new school, right? Don't trash. Yeah, it's important for these youngsters to know that the school that you're going to has been kicking ass for decades. It's important. It's important to know that they didn't just become on the national scene last 2 years ago because of Travis Hunter and them. Like, some people didn't even know Colorado existed. That's just because we were, 1 in 10. That's just the truth, right? But there's a big history. I mean, Coach Matt just passed. I mean, the history of what that man did. He was a one of one back then, right? He was like the Deion Sanders back then. As a white dude who understood going into inner cities and getting black kids to Boulder. He was innovative back then, right? So if you know your history of Colorado, you just skip to there, right? You got to have a collective, and it makes us all better when we do that.
Yeah, I personally think that, and I'm hoping that, the great Coach Mack just passed. I'm hoping that they find a way to, like in Lincoln, it's Tom Osborne Field at Memorial Stadium. Well, they need to figure out how to name the field after.
It's coming. It's coming.
So it's got to happen. So we'll see what happens there.
It's got to be.
Bailey, you got any questions for Hannibal before we get him out of here?
Absolutely, Hannibal. I can't thank you enough for joining, man. You talk about Coach Prime and how other coaches across college football, even coaches at the HBCU level, are emulating Coach Prime. We've seen Brennan Marion, who just got hired at Sac State, and he's the pioneer behind the go-go offense. They're doing a concert here for their spring game. I don't know if you've seen, but like you mentioned, emulating Prime here. I got to ask you about Prime, and has he paved the way for NFL coaches coming and coaching college football? I feel like for a long time, that bridge from going to an NFL player to a college coach has been far and few between. Now you've seen Prime, Eddie George, who just got hired at Bowling Green, Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, and others hired at HBCUs and other jobs here. Has Prime paved the way for NFL players becoming college football coaches, do you believe?
I think he has paved the way for NFL college football coaches to be themselves. That's what I would say. I would say that he's paved the way for them to step into this industry of college football and be able to relate the way they know how to relate to these kids and be themselves in that way, and not have to just have to be this different person to be a coach. I think that he's opened the door for that, and I think that's that's the biggest mark I think he's made, is like, because you can't really be Prime. you can't really be Prime, but he can show you that you can go in there and be yourself and still be successful. So I think that's what he's been able to do to this industry. And I think, as far as NFL players, I think there is some stigma that NFL players can't coach, but I think he is, dispelling that myth more and more. I think there's a lot more to go, right? Because every time we have a bad game, I hear the pundits, oh, Deion don't know how to coach. Oh, he's just a this and this. Hey, then next week they win. Like, oh, okay, cool. So it's like, the up and downs of that. Oh, he's not a real coach. He's just a this. But
they never win because of him. He just
exactly. Like he's not
they lose because of him, right?
Exactly. He's not a good X and O coach. He's not a good this coach. And it's like, okay, whatever. So it's you don't hear the pundits, but I just think, man, he's showing that being who you are, being authentically who you are, caring about your program, caring about these kids can be authentically true and work. And I think that's what he's opening up. And like, you don't have to be some guy who wears a tie every day on the sidelines to be able to do that, right? I think you can be yourself, and that's what these kids want. That's what they relate to. And I think each college should represent that. Nebraska should represent who they're trying to attract. And we should do everybody do the same thing. Yeah.
That's
yeah. Hey man, you said it, I didn't.
Yeah, I said it exactly.
Sorry, my bad. Not really sorry. Fuck them. Last question from me, bro. Look, your son is obviously, the player and getting recruited. My kid's getting recruited. There's all these guys getting recruited. This next generation. How do you feel about NIL and this transfer portal? And I saw a guy today from Memphis that's been in the transfer portal 5 times in 4 years. Like, dog, at some point you just got to stick somewhere, right?
Yeah, man. I just think that sometimes I think I'd rather have it than not have it. I was broke as hell, Colorado. I mean,
that would have been nice to pay.
Right? So you're talking about, at a minimum, these dudes are making about $50,000 to $100,000. I mean, I say minimum, but depending, like a Power 4 school, you're talking about $50,000 to $100,000 on the low end, right? A year.
That's on the low end, bro.
I know, on the low end. That's just being on the team. So could you imagine us having $50,000 in our pocket when we was in Boulder, dude? Just $50K, just like even $100,000, let alone they're making $500,000. So I think it's needed when I look at how we had to live and had to like 4 people to a house and all these different things. Like it's not, and not being able to do simple things that everybody else did. We used to get books. We get in trouble for returning books, get a couple $100, right? We get in trouble for shit like that. Like now, you do whatever you want to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I probably should have said that. Probably should have said that. But yeah, man, I just think but it is a business. And I think on both sides, we have to understand it is now a business. Let's treat it as a business. Let's stop the bullshit about student athlete. Let's call it what it is. You're coming to play. Like now they have the schools that are giving you contracts to play. They're not giving you NIL deals for your brand, for your marketing. They're bringing you in to play a position and to play it well, or they'll cut you. They cut you now, right? So why? Let's call it what it is. It's a business, and so let's allow the athletes. Let's not get so mad at the athletes for treating it like a business. Like the dude, even though I think it was a dumb decision to go after $4 million, he was just chasing business. We're all mad at him, like, oh my God, you're so disrespectful. You know this, but they do it in the NFL all the damn time, and we're teaching them that this is what the business you're in. Let them. Let's not. I guess if we're going to put them in a business, let's not get mad at them for playing the game of business.
Right.
That's how I feel.
That means we need a college football union and we need agents, and
we absolutely do, but it's not going to come for a long time.
Exactly. We need health benefits and like
absolutely. Nobody's talking about workers' comp for these players. Like some of these players going to play 2-3 years, get hurt, and never be able to play again. Who's going to pay for their medical insurance and things like that? Like nobody's talking about this, right? Like these are things like salary caps and work hours and all these different things. Like they're right now it's Wild West. They're doing what they want to do. They're going to put.
So
but in order to get a union, it's going to take a while.
Is it going to take a Coach Prime type figure to lead the college football union and make significant change? Is it going to take a Nick Saban? Is it going to take a great player? Like what player is going to sacrifice 4 years and the potential to make $1 million or more for the good of everyone else? That's
it's going to be a while for the unions in place because it's making too much money. Putting a union in place regulates money. It regulates money and says you can't make this much, but you can make this much. You can't make this. So everybody doesn't want a union, even though there's other things that union does, but it regulates. Like for instance, these kids are going NIL, these agents getting NILs out of high school. They're taking 15% to 20% of a kid's contract with the school. But yeah, the NFL contract is 3%. So they're raping the shit out of these kids in college. Like they're taking 15 to 20% of a kid's money, even if he's making $100,000, they're taking 20% of that, 15 to 20%. When the NFL contract, where they make more money, is only 3%. And the answer is,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I place players all over the place. I've got 5 guys right now that are slotted between $1 million and $500,000, and I don't take any of that. Like you invest in the program as a high school kid, and you get to this point. I'm not being like, hey, I need 15% of your contract. Now the goal was to go get this. Now go put some money in your pocket and change your life. That's right. There's so many fucking snakes in this business that like they see the talent. The parents don't know the process. They rope them into some deal, and then all of a sudden the kid blows up and he's about to get paid, and the parents have to pay this guy 50 G's for what?
50 G's for nothing. For nothing. For sending an email saying, "Hey, look at this guy. Hey, look at this player. Does he fit your board? Or, hey, I got this relationship here. Does this fit your board?" Right?
I think my competition, like fucking in Denver here, like they don't even have a facility. They go out and like clear a field with a snow shovel to get work in and shit. So you guys got to be careful who you're working with in this regard, in my opinion.
No, I agree, man. But I would rather have it than not at this point in time because it's
good problem.
I like the fact, the transfer portal. I hate the transfer portal for one thing, because the reason I love Colorado so much is because I had my brothers for four years straight. That was unique, man. That was like special. Even if I didn't want it to be special, people I didn't like my freshman year, I ended up loving my senior year because it was my brothers, right? So that's just how it goes, man. You go through so much with somebody in 4 years of your brotherhood and wins and losses and injuries and this and that, right? The transfer portal is like an NFL locker room now. It's like you're not NFL locker room. Halftime, you don't even remember that the dude was gone. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, holy shit.
like, damn, dude is gone. Like, so now the college locker room is going to become that, and so the college experience is changing, man, and that's difficult. But at the same time, how many times there are situations where kids are put into a college where that situation is unbearable and they need to leave. There is a part where I like to fight because I want to leave Colorado, but you got to push through and do all that stuff, back coaching and whatever you want to do. That's part of life. But there are coaches, there are people in Colorado that got fucked. that wish they could have left, right?
Yep.
Depending on the coach, depending on the position, depending on the player that came in. Like when I came in, I stopped other people from playing. That's just how it goes. There were juniors and seniors that didn't see the field no more because I played, right? So that's just reality. I'm sure some of them would have wanted to get up and leave, right? So why are we mad at them for that? So it's a pros and cons, man. But this is the game we're playing. We should accept it. And I also think like the message, I hear this message from these teams a lot. They're like, yeah, like school and I want to be, I'm your other father and all this other stuff. Like, dude, this is a business. Stop it. Like,
yeah, the whole family part of football is gone. This is straight business, Tony.
Stop it. It's football. Yeah. You're paying me for something, and if I don't do that, you'll cut me next year and tell me to get in the portal.
Amen. And look, there's a difference between the grad transfer that goes into the transfer portal and the guy who has 4 years of eligibility. The guy who has 4 years of eligibility just got cut. They're not telling the guys with 4 years of eligibility to go into the portal. They want to develop that kid. But if you go out and there's this 4-star receiver that just got there in January who's already in the transfer portal. So they brought him in. They figured out that the 4-star was all bullshit, and they put him in the transfer portal. That's what happened.
Exactly.
Facts. Yep.
Facts. That's what happened. So why do they expect us to be loyal and not them? The same thing in the NFL when they be like, oh, why this player hold out? But then the coach is like gets this brand new contract all the time. Like coaches get contracts all the time, but then when the player wants more money, it's like, oh my God, why doesn't he honor his contract? The coach didn't honor his contract. Y'all re-up to him. Y'all don't even make him ask. Y'all just give it to him. But they make the players ask for this stuff. And so we're gonna play business. Let's play business and give everybody a fair chance and not stigmatize these kids for trying to get money. Like there's programs that's like, oh, we don't want to recruit a kid who wants to get money. Well, what the hell you think he coming there for?
Yeah,
like I'm serious. Is he coming to your mid-major school to get a degree? He's coming to there to play football. Like so, that's the business of it. So let's not like shun these kids and act like, oh my God, they don't want to play football. They don't love the game. They just want money. Like that's what y'all built, the business y'all built, and where they're not supposed to play the game, they're just supposed to be like that's that brainwashing. You love the game blindly and don't manage your business. It's like it's stupid. It's like the NFL model. Like just love the game and just don't worry about all this other stuff. Just love the game, make the money while you can, and then go. But no, like this is the business. Know what business you're in. Go get the money. Make the money. That don't mean you don't love the game. Make the money because that's the business that you're in right now. So
exactly.
you can love your business, man.
Coach Prime has come out and said that he doesn't want guys that are just chasing checks. You got to be both. You have to be able to play, and the money will come. And that's the beauty of this now. If you can play, the money's coming. Period.
The money's coming. If you can play, the money's coming.
The table's been set.
But you gotta it's steps though. You gotta be able to play to get the money. Like this,
you gotta work to get the money.
You gotta work to get the money to be the player you dominant play.
Nerd and rivals gave you 4 stars, and all of a sudden you think you're worth this much, and you show up and you can't fucking spit in a bucket from 2 feet away. Then you're gone, dog. Peace.
Dude, listen, them stars are so bullshit. I get frustrated every time we talk about that stuff, man. It's like
it's terrible. It is terrible. The great Hannibal Navies, brother. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you. Stay cool down there in Atlanta, and I'll see you soon. Everybody give it up for Hannibal. You're the man, bro. Thanks.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all, man. I love what y'all doing, man.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Hannibal Navies, NFL legend, Colorado Buffalo legend. Great conversation there with Matt, Hannibal, and myself. Man, can't thank him enough for joining Matt. It's so ironic with the prime sexuals. They go at the alumni, but I
didn't see any of the comments, so it's okay.
Here's the only thing I have to say to the comments.
Let's answer some questions though, because let's go back to the whole retired jersey thing. I know you're going to throw together a vertical on all this shit too. So
absolutely.
Is there anybody out there that wants to ask some questions on what we're doing?
Gorgon kept saying, and this is what I don't understand from people who don't want to accept what college football is. Matt, it's professional football. I don't understand why people are serious. Athletes, it's what it is.
I did play in college to go to the NFL. That's true, but you have to. Unless you're a rugby player or some shit in Australia, you got to go to college, bro.
Yep.
That's the feeder system. That's the way it works. That's the way they set it up. So nobody doesn't want to play college football. And another thing, there's not one high school kid on the face of the fucking earth that can go from senior year of high school to the NFL. He will get fucking murdered.
Come on. Yeah,
so I don't want to hear what anybody's like, oh, I bet you that college team could beat this pro team. You're fucking high. You're out of your fucking mind. So Like you need the development. You need the 3 or 4 years to grow as a man and as a player and get stronger and faster and really develop. So I'm glad that the kids can get paid, and it's just going to get more lucrative as we go down the road.
Absolutely, man. I agreed with you there. I just think with the system right now is unregulated, and it's what it is. The NCAA.
Well, look,
I'm not going to say
it's almost a good thing. It's to think about it like this. If you're too fucking stupid to understand that you need to sacrifice and work hard and not be a drunk and smoke dope every day and chase pussy all the time and drive 500 miles an hour, like, did you see that shit I sent you from the Georgia football team?
Oh no, did
you fucking see that shit, dude? It's like a 3-minute Rolodex of just mugshots of guys, and it's
yeah, you sent that to me. Let me grab it.
Reckless drive. It's fucking crazy, and it's all like the last 3 years. If you're not doing you might be able to do all that shit and get away with it, and still go to the league. But the majority of the time, that shit catches up with you. So if you're too fucking stupid to understand that you need to do things correctly, and be a Travis Hunter. I don't see Travis Hunter out at the clubs. I don't see Shador out at the clubs. Like, that's the thing. There's a lot of people that bash on these guys, and they're not pulling a fucking Kirby Smart Georgia program. I haven't seen a senior player get in trouble since Prime's been a coach. Has anybody even gotten in trouble since Prime's been the coach once?
Yeah,
we haven't had any DUIs, no domestic abuse, nothing, dog. So they're running a really clean program, and that should be the advice to kids. Like, lock yourself in your fucking house, play video games, do a podcast, work on your brand, work on your body, get fucking big and strong and fast, go make millions of fucking dollars, retire at 35, double bird, fucking I'm out, fuck you money. That's the goal. And if that's not the goal, what the fuck are we doing?
Exactly, Matt.
I mean, it's real simple. When I was in there this morning at 5 a.m. with the group, and Deacon's locking people down and grabbing them by their throat, and the D-line's getting fucking angry. And I'm like, why are you angry? I told them to do this shit. If I could tell them to rip your throat out and fucking chew on it and spit it at your ass, I would. But that's murder. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but everybody signs liability in this game. Everybody knows what they're signing up for. If you don't get ready to play, this is your fucking fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Matt, like you mentioned, this is a
this
is a rolling Rolodex of every Georgia player in the last year and a half that's gotten off the field issue here.
Fucking crazy, dog.
Like, it's crazy. And all I got to say is, Matt, you highlighted it. When have we had an issue like this with Prime's kids? Like, we haven't seen it one time. So it's just what it is. I don't
Can you imagine if Shador, you can get that off. Can you imagine if Shador or Shiloh or Travis had issues off the field?
Right.
And then, like, somehow Dion had to cover up for him to get him to fucking play and shit like that. Like, bro, all they do is play football and stack checks. So what's the problem?
Exactly. And we've already seen, I mean, anything with Shiloh that is something in his past, people kill him for it. And, you know, Matt, this is just where we're at and what it is. People ain't going to acknowledge the truth about it. Matt, I got to ask you.
I know Shiloh got in trouble with a lawsuit, but that was a long-ass time ago. It just ended at a time when he was here.
Right. I mean, any little news that people will find that they think is true, like the Mercedes and him, all that crap. I don't know if you saw, apparently he owed a bunch of money on it, and that ended up not being true. People ran with that story like crazy on Twitter. I got sent that 10,000 times. Like, it's just what it is. Matt, I got to ask you, transfer portal-wise here, Colorado, Tajay McCoy, Colorado edge rusher, entered the transfer portal. Matt, this is somebody I thought had played a pretty big role here in Colorado's defensive line, especially last season. He has 3 years of eligibility remaining. He had 4 sacks last year, 23 tackles. Matt, what are your thoughts on this loss for Colorado's defensive line here?
This guy didn't get cut. He got plucked. So I 100% guarantee that he will sign today or tomorrow somewhere because he got tampered with, 100% tampered with, and plucked, period. And that sucks. So this is another opportunity to look at the way you're paying the players and what deals you got them on, and see if we need to up the money, because this is the kind of kid you need to keep on the team. Period. You know, Arden Walker and McCoy on the edges would be fucking nasty. Plus all the other freaks that they're rolling through. I mean, Sammy Sachs and all these other guys. But also it opens up more opportunity for them to be on the field. So he's gone and opportunity opens and we're rolling. So, but I guarantee you he got plucked. He didn't get like offended by the coaching. He got offered more money somewhere else and left.
Absolutely. And that's huge news considering our conversation with Hannibal earlier about the transfer portal. So Matt, he got plucked here. I would expect this leaves the way open for what? Keaton Wade and other edge rushers here at Colorado to step up into that role. You got Arden Walker, who all I've seen from coming out of Colorado is he's had a hell of a spring period here, really setting the tone and is getting ready for another year here. And he's recruiting. He's actively recruiting some guys that he knows or played with, I believe, in the past. I believe Colorado, Missouri edge rusher visiting CU this weekend. So
don't be surprised if the young bucks from IMG fucking step up too. The Merritt, all those guys, they're really good players and they're pushing the veterans for snaps. So look, turnover's not a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing. Losing a good player isn't always a bad thing. It opens up the door for another guy to see if he's just as good or better. So do you want to keep a guy like McCoy? Yeah, you do. But is it the end of the world? Far from it.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And
you see that fucking dime that Juju dropped in practice?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He's going to start. Everybody knows he's going to start.
No, I'm telling you, they're
Walter's ass is going to be in the transfer portal by fucking summer, homie.
You think Salter's going to the portal? You're crazy. I think they man, you can't
Okay.
We're going to talk about that in a sec. But going back to what you were talking about, you mentioned the IMG products here at Colorado, the true freshmen, Alexander McPherson and London Merritt. Two edge rushers / outside linebackers here. I got to show Arden Walker's comments on these guys and their performances here in spring practice here. Take a listen to this, big man.
Your first impressions of two of them young boys in your edge room, Alexander and London.
They'll be ready. I promise you, they'll be ready. I mean, I'm not sure giving any bulletin board material, but they coming along for sure. They've been learning fast, which I mean, I appreciate that for sure. I feel like as a freshman, that's something I was preached to, and I think I've been telling them the same thing. So they've been trying to figure it out because they want to play, and I think they're hungry as well. So I really appreciate that they love the game.
IMG is different, dog. That's why Breck's there. They tried to get Deacon to go down this year. Like they're not fucking around down there. That's professional football at the high school level. Yep. So again, there's this thing. It's called being a professional. And if you act like you're a professional, then you are one. Because that's all it is. It's habit and it's repetition. That's what being a fucking professional is. You don't have to wait until you're 5 years old to figure it out either. You can figure it out at 14 and go get offered and get a bunch of fucking money before you're 21. Yeah. Like my son right now just got invited to Alabama's camp yesterday. Alabama, okay? So now I got to figure out how we're going to get down to Alabama and go play for Kaepernick and like all this shit. Right?
I love it.
It's got to be awesome. But like I'm looking at him and I'm like, I know you know because you're smarter than me already, but if you do things right and you stay healthy, that God knows what you could have by the time you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I get it. And I'm like, cool, good talk. High five. So, but not all these kids have me.
Right.
Not everybody has Hannibal as a dad or me or like my boy Derek Blaylock down in Dallas, who his kids in Oklahoma. And like I watch him posting about him all the time. We played in New York together. I remember the day that Coach Mangini said, hey, Derek, your wife's pregnant and she's about to have a baby. You need to get out of here. And now his son's playing in Oklahoma and shit. It's crazy. So not everybody has that kind of tutelage, though. A lot of these guys think that, like, it's all about clout, and it's not. It's not. It's not about chasing it either. All that clout's bullshit, by the way. That's to impress people that you don't even really like, you just work with.
Well said, big man. I love it. And so it sounds like from you, and I think I'm getting this narrative across reports coming out of Colorado. McPherson and London Merritt here are going to step up as true freshmen and potentially play for Colorado here. We see Taj and McCoy enter the portal here, and that leaves me excited. And Matt, we've talked about this Colorado defensive line quite a ton here, and I'm sure we will more as we get to Colorado spring game. But Matt, this is something I meant to ask you on Monday here. This happened over our hiatus here. Product of your 6-0 academy, Hudson Stieber commits to Colorado. Matt, what are your comments here as his mentor and coach? Go ahead.
Good player. He's going to be at the PWO up there. So, we'll see what happens. But the huge opportunity for Huddy, he worked his ass off. They really liked his versatility and the fact that he can play center at a high level. So, it's a huge opportunity for him. Also, and I hate to say this, but when you put yourself in this position, if he plays well for 2 years at CU, he's going to get a ringing endorsement in the transfer portal to maybe go start somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So the higher you start, the easier it is to transfer down. If you start down like 1AA or D2, you better be a bad motherfucker if you want to move up. You better be like that sincerely receiver that we just got.
Brown, yep.
So, I'm pumped for Huddy, but I will say that now you ain't playing at Evergreen no more, homeboy. Welcome to Boulder.
Absolutely.
Hey, do we need to go over what Westbrook said and what Coach Prime said one more time before we wrap up?
Sure, let's do it, Matt.
All right. So look, we started the show off with this, but we've got 1,000 people in the chat now, and the super chats and stuffs are open. The reason we have this show is it's a business, just like football. So get your shit together over there. Look, I was on the phone yesterday with Michael Westbrook and Cordell Stewart for a long time. Okay. Mike called Prime, and they had a long conversation about all of this. This was Rick's idea. It happened 8 months ago. Coach Prime was reluctant at first to do it, and then Travis won the Heisman. They won 9 games, almost played for a conference title, and Shedeur won the Johnny Unitas and the Maxwell and some other shit. He green-lighted it off of that, and when Coach Prime said to Westbrook, Mike, if I was your coach and you broke all those records and you were on all those great teams, I think the 94 team, even though they lost to Nebraska in Lincoln, is I don't even think it's close. I think the 90 team and the 89 team are special, but the 94 team was fucking unreal. Unreal. Heisman Trophy winner, Cordell, Mike. I mean, the defense was fucking loaded. They were as good as you get. I think they're the best team in Colorado history. And for Coach Prime to say, like, if I was your coach, your jerseys would have been retired in the spring or the next year. This is something that we're changing at the University of Colorado and we're going to run with. And it calmed down Cordell. It calmed down Westbrook. It calmed me down. It calmed Hannibal down. It calms all of us down because it's clarity coming from the boss. And he's the boss. Rick George might be the AD, but Deion's the boss. Period. Usually it's the other way around.
Right.
And that's just not the way it works in Boulder these days. And we're going to try and get Rick on the show. Again, he did a great job the last time he was on. It was an awesome episode talking about Prime's extension and, keeping him here. And he was right and we were right once again. But I'm begging, and I really need you to put this into the vertical that you make, Bailey, because I know you're going to chop this one up like fucking Michelangelo over there. Chip, chop, nunchuck Michelangelo, not the fucking painter. I need everybody, whether you're a prime sexual, and if I say that to you and you get upset, then bro, take a joke. Or you're an old head, you're an old buff. We got to come together, dog. This bickering back and forth at each other's shit is played the fuck out. It is not happening, and it is bullshit. Coming at me because I think guys jerseys numbers should be retired, while I'm also saying that Hunter and Shedeur should be retired, is fucking ridiculous. Questioning my loyalty to the University of Colorado or Hannibal's or Chad Brown's or fucking Alfred Williams or Dave Logan or all these other guys, it's laughable. Fucking laughable. And you wouldn't do it to us. You'll only type it.
Yeah,
you'll post it on Twitter, and you'll be tough. Some guy in Minnesota yesterday who's a huge Buff fan, and he has 28 followers, said he wanted me to go to Minnesota to fight. Dog. If you pay for the ticket, I'll come. I love fighting, dude. I'm with this. You're threatening me. You pay for the ticket. You put me up in a hotel. We meet at the park, and I get to pummel your bitch ass and break your fucking neck and get on a plane and come home. I'm cool with that. I'm with this. So I'm just saying, like, we don't need to be at each other's necks for something that should be celebrated. That's it.
Yep. Well said.
Come on, man.
And
Like, let's actually look at what's happening. We're retiring 2 players that are generational in Colorado's number. Is it happening abruptly? Yeah. Does Coach Prime give a shit about people's schedules? No. Is he about changing the way things are done? And he has been since day one. Yes. I should have been smart enough to see this coming, but I only got one eye, so fuck off. The fact that he's so open and available to explain it also tells you a ton about the man.
For sure.
Because a lot of coaches would just be like, oh, you're questioning me? Fuck you. And he didn't do that. He doesn't do that. He takes time to talk to everybody and make sure it's smooth and make sure they understand where he's coming from. And once you understand where they're coming from, it usually smooths the shit out pretty quick. So if you want to be mad at somebody, number one, probably look at yourself and your miserable fucking life and the fact that you need to get angry over something that's so awesome. We just won a Heisman. We won 9 games. Shador's going first round. Travis is going probably number 2. I wouldn't be surprised they both end up with the turds, which might turn a piece of shit into a diamond.
Yeah.
So, like, things are good in Boulder. They've got great young talent. Coach Prime just signed an extension. Hopefully this motivates Rick George to really pay homage to the past that he was a part of.
For sure.
But looking at it after 24 hours and hearing everything that has happened and talking to several different people about it, I'm not mad at Prime or Shador or Hunter for taking the honor. Shador and Travis didn't walk into Rick George's office or Deion's office and say, retire my number or else.
Yeah, exactly.
What, you're not going to take the fucking honor?
You say no? Like, come on.
Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
So there's so many people that are just jealous. They're jealous. And that's okay. This is something to actually be jealous about.
Yeah.
This is something where, like, a really good player that doesn't have his jersey retired is going to look at it and go, what the fuck? But then if you really understand why it's happening, your mind's going to change, period. So, number one, this was a Rick George idea. It got signed off on by Prime. I think it will end up being a very minimal thing in the historical context. It's not like you can say that they shouldn't be on the wall.
Right.
So the whole, like, yeah, did they go 13-12? Yeah.
Yes.
But the fact that they pulled out of the gutter and the way Shador played, he deserves to be on the list with Cordell and Darian Hagan and Platt and Pesavino and all these other cats that have played there. He's way better than all of them. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think he's the best quarterback in Colorado history. And that includes Cordell.
That's a big
and that's high praise. And if he goes to Pittsburgh and he gets to follow in Cordell's footsteps and play there, I think that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Just if you go to Cleveland, understand you're playing for a team that's named after shit. So
yeah.
Look, man, there's no way to, like, make everybody happy. Everyone these days thinks they're a fucking sports expert because they watch sports. I'm not a movie expert because I like movies. They just entertain me. Okay? Like, folks, I'm begging you to just trust the process and let's come together as Buffaloes here. We stand shoulder to shoulder for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care if you're just a Coach Prime fan and you just adopted CU. Good. Come. The bandwagon's still fucking relatively empty. Jump on. Okay? But then when shit happens and people question something, it's the biggest story in college football. It's the biggest school in college football. There's nothing that they can do that doesn't get max fucking coverage. Nothing. Like Coach Prime could pick his nose and flick it at somebody, and they'd be like, Coach Prime assaulted someone with a booger. Let's talk about it on fucking PTI at 4 p.m. So it's fucking ridiculous, bro. And I hope everybody can move past this. And then let's try this. This is happening on Saturday at the spring game. There's no amount of discontent or old heads that are going to stop it from happening, unless you go petition, which none of you creaky motherfuckers will get petition nothing. I'm against protesting. I just don't know how to show it. Everybody just needs to get behind this, dog. Make it a celebratory day. Put the numbers up, and then let's focus. If it's really that big of an issue and people are really pissed off about this the way that they are, we need to have a fucking meeting with Rick George immediately, and we need to figure out how to start getting the guys retired that deserve to be fucking retired. And then what does that look like? What is deserving of jersey retirement?
Yeah, that you got to look at that too, because you can't retire every jersey, Matt.
You can't retire everyone's jersey. And look, just because you were a good player somewhere does not mean that you're a retired jersey player.
Right, yeah.
Like, this is the thing that I say about the Hall of Fame and I say about jersey retirement. If you can write the story of the Colorado Buffaloes and leave out Shedeur Sanders, he probably shouldn't be up in the Ring of Fame. Can you do that?
I don't think so.
Can you write the story of the Colorado Buffaloes right now and leave out Shedeur Sanders?
No.
Nope. You can leave out Shiloh. That's why he's not involved in this. You can't leave Shedeur out, though. You damn sure can't leave out Travis. That's not even a fucking debate. Anybody that wants to have the Travis Hunter shouldn't be on the wall debate. You're a fucking moron.
Oh, yeah, come on. Yeah.
Okay, so I look at that, too, with the NFL, like with the Hall of Fame. Can you leave Dan Marino out of the story of the NFL? No, he's a Hall of Famer, bro. Can you leave Eli Manning out? No, he's eventually getting in. He beat Tom Brady twice. That's all it took. All the other games don't mean shit for Eli. Those two, though, got him in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Period. Can you write the story of the NFL without Deshaun Watson? You're fucking right, you can. He ain't no Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's definitely not a Hall of Famer, man.
No, like he's the Hall of Fame rum and tugger, but he ain't no Hall of Fame football player.
Yeah.
The Chicago backhand, you know what the Cleveland backhand is, right?
Cleveland backhand.
The Cleveland backhand.
You went to show us.
It's where you go down low and then back. It's dirty Cleveland steamer. The reverse Cleveland steamer. It's better than the fucking Oklahoma hand grenade.
Oklahoma hand grenade. All right. John Morant with the hand grenades and shit. Here's what I'll say about this jersey retirement thing. It's
the Oklahoma hand grenade.
Like, I don't understand. I still am baffled, Matt, your interactions on Twitter yesterday going at people. And these aren't like, how do I say this? The prime sexuals. Like,
hold on. This is what I'm talking about. He's not my kin. He's a good safety at CU. He's not getting his jersey retired, though. Get his nuts out of your mouth, dog. What are you talking about?
This is what I'm saying. It's the prime section. It's not like Dalvin. Shout out to Dalvin. Shout out to Gucci. All these like big time people who have like prominent accounts have been covering them for at least 2 years. Shit, these are like new people, man. I've never seen go at you or me or anybody. I'm like,
it's okay. I can't even read the fucking comments half the time anyway. So whatever.
Yeah, well, they gotta at least respect the alumni. Jesus, like
no, you don't. You don't have to respect us.
Okay.
But the only fucking reason that place is there is because of us.
Yeah, of course. So respect you in some capacity.
Like,
shit.
Come on, dog. The Coach Prime when he got the job. I remember him saying, "You guys are used to winning here, and I'm going to bring it back," and he did. So now it's been time, and I've been trying like fucking hell to just morph all this together. But it seems to me like people would rather bitch at each other about what, like we're good. So let's bitch at each other about it.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Like Colorado fans bitching at each other, you sound like a bunch of fucking little kids fighting over a toy in a fucking preschool. Like there's 900 other toys over there. We don't need to fight over this one toy. Everybody gets a toy. Everybody gets a toy right now. Things are good. Can we like enjoy it?
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Did you forget how awful it was for fucking 20 goddamn years? There was 1 year. In 2016, actually, there was like a 3 or 4 year period where they went 5-7 3 years in a row. Like they were ranked. I remember 1 year with Laviska Shenault and Montez and all them boys. They were 5-0 going into USC, and they lost at USC because we've never fucking beaten them ever, son of a bitch. And they lost fucking 7 games in a row. Like, they finished 5-7 3 years in a row. That shit's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
1-11 is just like, oh, fuck, eat a bullet and go drink some whiskey, eat a bullet next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, this program isn't built on just bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody can come together. The new school and the old school coming together will make us unfucking stoppable.
Facts, Matt. Shout out to Joe Accord for the $5 super chat. He asked you, Matt, he has a question. He says, if a college player makes a postseason all-conference team / award or all-American team, should they be unable to enter the portal to protect teams?
Well, so let me ask this question. Matt, bringing back winning is getting fist fucked in the bowl game. Okay, so let me ask this question. And let me ask. My senior year, we went 8-5. We won the North, and we got beat by Oklahoma 42-3 and then won our bowl game. I'm pretty proud of that year with the exception of the Oklahoma game where we got fucking rolled. Do you think we shouldn't have gone and played in the game? Should we have not won the North and not fucking played in the Big 12 title game and then fucking fuck off the bowl game just because we didn't have 12 wins? That's the last time we won a bowl game. I take a lot of pride in that team. There was a lot of really good NFL players on that team. That was Barnett's last hurrah pretty much. So you gotta miss me with this shit. Like, you go to the Super Bowl and get blown out, you lost in the Super Bowl, homie. Like, it's okay. We can figure there's a lot to build on here. So there's a huge difference between getting your shit pushed in and being a walkover and getting beat by a good football team. All right? The Soakers were fucking motivated. They heard me talk shit. They wanted to fucking they were like, we're fucking these Buffaloes today because we can't fuck our broads. That's illegal, so we're fucking these beasts. And they soaked up. They stopped soaking and started fucking, and we were done. Yeah. So, and that happens. And hopefully next year when we get them in Folsom, we can reverse the trend. That's the way this goes. So, you didn't fist fucked? First of all, why are you thinking about a fist fucking someone? Like, what's going on in your brain?
And Matt,
and that's cool. I mean, I'm into some weird shit, but a fist. Look how fucking big this is.
Yeah, Jesus,
that's not cool, man. If this goes anywhere in any hold, I'm running.
Yeah. And Gorge, this is what I find with people who didn't play football at a higher level or anything, or even play at all for that matter. Everyone's a perfectionist that didn't play, and they'll say some shit like that to you. And I don't understand. Like,
I'd be fucking hard pressed if any of these guys even fucking played high school football, dog.
Again, Gorgon, quit being a damn perfectionist and understand.
Hey, Gorgon, we appreciate you being a dick.
Yeah. Let me go back to Joe Accord here, Matt. He asked you if a college player makes a postseason all-conference team or awarded all-America team, should they be unable to enter the portal to protect teams?
No. Fuck no. That's the only leverage you have to go get paid more money. But I will say this. If you go all-conference, you're going to get paid by somebody. Either the school's going to pay you or you're going to go in the transfer portal and get paid. Period.
You'll pay a lot of money.
You know what? Yes, you should. Mm-hmm. Go get that fucking money because your earning potential with this game is super fucking slim.
Yeah, no, it's facts. And you got to get it while you can because football is not forever.
And stop acting like you guys wouldn't take the fucking money and do the same thing. All these fans, bro, if you were in the player's position, you would fucking do the same shit. Yeah. You would leverage opportunity. You would try and get paid as much money. You'd be fucking going after every beautiful blonde with big tits and an ass that tastes like vanilla ice cream on campus. You'd be driving 150 miles an hour in some fucking souped-up Ferrari too, like a fucking idiot. Like, these are kids. They make bad decisions. I made bad decisions. I don't know why I got away with it. Just I didn't get caught, I guess. But I did a lot, but I also didn't. So, I don't know. Break the rules smarter, I guess.
Break the rules.
No, the answer to that question. Fucking act, if you're gonna do criminal shit, act like a fucking criminal and don't get caught. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah, what Matt said, I guess. And Joe, thank you for that thank you for dropping the super chat, Joe. Joe, I know you're an Oklahoma guy. Jaden Ott, he was originally committed to Colorado. He committed to Oklahoma. I got a former Oklahoma running back who was just there like 7 years ago, Rodney Anderson, joining my show tomorrow. He's going to break down this so much more.
He's a good player.
Yeah, so go check that out tomorrow on my channel here. I just dropped the link. But, Joe, I just thought –
look, Cal just lost 5 fucking running backs in one day.
5 running backs, Matt. And
they have 1 running back on their roster.
Yeah, Rich Rod in West Virginia, how many players they lost?
30.
Yeah, at least, bro.
And you know what? You know what I'd be saying to all these players? Deuces. And I would be going around. I'd be combing the motherfucking country like, yo, you want an opportunity to play, homie? We're building something in West Virginia. These 30 pussies couldn't handle it. Peace.
I bet they'll be pretty decent, man.
Bro,
I don't
Rich
doubt.
Rodriguez in West Virginia is like fucking synergy, dude. You remember how good those fucking teams were back in the day?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think it's a great fit. He never should have fucking left. If he would have stayed in West Virginia, I bet they got a natty. I got at least 1 natty. They were fucking a game away from playing for the fucking national title with what was the quarterback's name that got decapitated for the Dolphins? Pat White and Slayton and all those boys. And who was the fucking slot receiver? Tavon Austin. Oh my God.
Dedmon Bailey, I think they had.
Pac-Man and all those boys, they were fucking ruthless. The D end, Irving, that went to Seattle, he was a fucking badass. Yeah, dude.
He was on that team.
Those are some great teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, Matt, great show on this fine Wednesday. Last final thing I got to bring up with you before we get out of here, and this is a topic that I know you love talking about. Internal UNC emails from Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, 24 years old, showed her role as the chief operating officer, COO of Belichick Productions. The Athletic reports, but the Athletic found no applicable business registered with that name. Matt McChesney, any comments there? Go ahead. Oh, shit.
Doug, can you imagine if you could employ an actual blowjob machine?
I mean, here you can see.
That's what Belichick has done. He's employed a blowjob machine. Period. He can't get in trouble if she works and it's all fucking cordial, right? Absolutely, 100% employed a blowjob machine. Hey, I'm going to give you a job. I need you to check these emails. But in reality, it's just every day at 1:30. So get your ass in here. And she's like, okay, Bill. That's why she's wearing those fucking boots to protect her knees. Bill doesn't lay down when he gets hit. He's not that kind of guy. He's a stand-up head type. So
he's got her on the damn field here, and what was it?
Yeah, she's out here looking like out here looking like Shania Twain and shit. Like
Jesus Christ.
I saw a picture of Lil Wayne. Look at those boots. You don't think that there's knee pads in them fucking boots? Give me a break.
Shit.
That is shit. Look, I respect her hustle, bro. Like she finagled this into a 10-time Super Bowl winner who's 73, who's probably going to be dead in 10 years. She's going to get all of his money. She finagled it into a job with a pension in North Carolina, and all she's got to do is look at some emails and every day at 1:30. I mean, fuck. This chick is like setting herself up better than the players.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
I bet you she gets paid more than Nico.
Jesus Christ.
He is the head of. Oh my God!
I wanted to ask you.
She's the head of recruiting.
I'm done, dog. This is why I don't bring this shit up, man. Chat like enabling that and shit. Head of recruiting.
Oh shit. Oh fuck, dog.
Matt, I wanted to ask you if Belichick having her around is a smart way for him to relate to the youth, considering he's 73 or whatever.
She finds one of the players attractive.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw this.
Holy shit, dog! That's fucking funny.
Lil Wayne visited Bill Belichick in North Carolina football. If I could find the damn photo of it here, but I wanted to. Do you think that she may have played a part in Lil Wayne visiting the Tar Heels here for spring practice?
I don't know, bro. Emails and BJs.
Emails and DJs. Here, I'll get you a picture of it here because she actually ended up taking a photo with
Yeah, and I saw the photo. It's pretty funny. Bill looks like he's like Bill. Bill looks like the awkward dad, and that she brought home Lil Wayne for a date.
Oh, that's
she's
a
like,
great
"Hi,
one.
this is my boyfriend, Lil Wayne," and Bill's standing there like, "Lil Wayne." If you can find this picture, tell me it doesn't look like
I'm
that.
trying. I don't know why the computer is playing games with me here because I'm trying.
Yes, Gilly. The Oklahoma hand grenade. If you don't know what that is, you should probably look it up because I'm not going to talk about it on the show. It's too disgusting.
Probably shouldn't look it up either if that's the case.
That or the Angry Pirate. You don't know what the Angry Pirate is? Oh, dog. The Angry Pirate, where it's at.
Here's Lil Wayne visiting Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson and the Tar Heels.
Why the fuck does she get to be in the picture?
I found it on her Instagram. Yeah, she posted it, Matt.
Good for them, bro. Look, I'm glad Wayne is at UNC. That's awesome. Bill Belichick's opening up the doors a little bit and not being so tight-assed. I guess that's what a 24-year-old hot-ass girlfriend would do for you. Just fucking rules are out the door. Be on time if you want. I'm not going to be.
Yeah. Great show on this fine Wednesday. Knoxville is cool. You might catch me going to Chapel Hill for some games because Tennessee is they're not going to be that good this season. I don't think. I think that is a.
Do you have to get a vasectomy at 74 years old?
Who
is he shooting blanks? Is he shooting blanks at 74?
He has to be shooting blanks. There's no way.
Any of you old hats,
I ain't getting no vasectomy. You think he's going to get vasectomy? You crazy? Oh hell no!
Nah, if I was Belichick, I'd be trying to knock her ass up immediately. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm like, dude. No way, no way.
Bill's got all the money in the world. He's about to be dead anyway. Who gives a shit? Yes.
Great show on the
I'm sorry that I said that out loud. 74 is young.
He is definitely getting older, Matt. Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to argue with you there. Tennessee fans are they're all in on the backup kid, Merklinger.
They got to be in on the backup kid because they don't have anyone else.
Yeah, they're going to portal here, and a lot of noise that Nico's going to UNC and Belichick. I don't think so. I think they're getting Gio Lopez, the lefty from South Alabama. Go ahead. Great show, everyone.
Salter's going to Tennessee.
Oh God! All right, great show. We'll be back Friday with Chad Brown. Yep, that's right. We'll be back Friday with Chad Brown. And Matt thinks Kadon Salter is going to go to the portal and end up a Tennessee Volunteer. That would be quite the story. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here for this fine Wednesday? We'll be back with Chad Brown on Friday.
Yes. Sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken. Enjoy your Wednesday.
I don't know what that means. Folks, we'll see you Friday with Chad Brown. I'll be live tomorrow with former Oklahoma running back and older brother of a LSU wide receiver, Nick Anderson. Rodney Anderson joins my show tomorrow. So go ahead and check that out here. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. And I'll see you guys before Matt says something that'll get us canceled. I'll see you guys on Friday. Enjoy your Wednesday.
Cancel this, bitch.
Enjoy your Wednesday, folks. Appreciate you.